welcome back to Madness in the Method, the podcast where we exclusively discuss Nicolas Cage and his strange choices throughout the years. In this episode we are talking about a movie where he is, he's almost in the whole movie. But his presence is felt a lot when he is in the movie. Let's just keep it at that. We're talking about Deadfall, the 1993 movie?
Yeah, 93.
Yes. I always forget details. Deadfall, yes, starring, co-starring Nicolas Cage and Michael Biehn. It's a sort of neo-noir story about a bunch of con men conning each other. And that's it, basically.
And I'm Christopher, the co-host of this podcast.
Oh, right, sorry!
I'm just sitting here waiting for an introduction.
I forgot!
We've only done this for like 20 episodes.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, at this point, people know this.
Well, sure, yeah. But still, yes. I should introduce everything. Yeah, that's true.
Deadfall.
Deadfall.
Have you had heard of this movie? We talked a little bit. We started talking about the next week's movie at the end of every podcast. You had heard of this, but you hadn't seen it, right? Or
I'd heard of it some time ago, or a few years ago, and I had seen like half of it, and then turned it off because spoilers. It's pretty boring, except for Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it. I'd heard of it, and I've seen it in videos about craziest Nicolas Cage acting. And, I knew of it, but I had no idea what it was about. And you talked about, I think it was last episode, you talked about he is fun, but everything else is kind of bad and kind of boring. And he's not a lot in it. He was a lot more in it than I thought.
Yeah, I remember him being in like the first half hour, but he's in it for almost an hour. Yeah. I mean, he's not in every scene, but he's in it for the first hour.
And he's a big presence in the movie. He's pretty important, both as a character and as a plot device, and also Nicolas Cage is a lot of Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, so I started this movie watching it, and I was thinking, hey, this just looks too bad. I mean, it starts pretty interesting. We have some.
It starts pretty good, yeah.
We had I really like speaker voices. We had a nice speaker voice, almost one of those. You may be wondering how I got here. It was sort of,
yeah.
And I thought it was pretty okay. And we have this con man who did a bad con, and now is in a strange territory, sort of fish out of water story, and then it just went down and down, and it never went back up.
Yeah, it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it just gets, and for every like 5 minutes, it just gets more and more boring.
Yeah, and the real plot, the second big, or the big con of the movie, I mean, the real con goes on for the whole movie, but we don't know that.
Yeah.
But the big thing that he goes to whatever the West Coast to do, because he starts off in New York or somewhere, and he goes to the West Coast after unfortunate happenstances in the first like 10 minutes. That plot doesn't start until an hour in. It starts after Nicolas Cage dies.
Yeah. So, I don't think anyone's seen this movie. So this movie is about a guy called something, Michael Biehn.
Yeah, Michael Biehn.
Yeah. And his father and him has done cons for like ever.
They're con.
Yeah, they're con men, and the classic in movie cons were very complicated, a lot of actors and a lot of setup and things and that. But the movie starts at the end of a con, and he accidentally kills his father in the con because he's
supposed to shoot him with blanks to make it look like he's wearing a wire because they're doing an exchange money for coke, but of course it's fake coke that they're trying to sell to this guy. So then he wears a fake wire to make it look like, and then the police storms in, but they're accomplices, and then he's supposed to shoot the guy with his dad with blanks, of course. and it happens to be a real gun.
Yeah.
Well, it happens to be a real gun, but spoilers for the end, it wasn't a real gun. We'll get to that, but whatever.
Yeah, but then
his dad dies.
Yeah, his dad dies, and then he gets sort of a key to a lockbox and gets some things. I don't know. And then he says that his father left him a last con, sort of, and that's that he needs to go to LA, or these notes say go to LA and find his. So his uncle, Michael Bean's uncle, so the father's brother, and
twin brother,
and find him and get quote unquote the cake.
The cake.
They don't say what it is, but that's the cake. That's the con. So Michael Bean goes to LA, finds the twin brother, and sort of get mixed up in because he's also a con man, obviously. Gets mixed up in those cons. Still, when he has his own agenda to get this whatever, find what cake is and get it. But that's not important. We forget about that pretty quickly in the movie. Mm-hmm. And then sort of at the end they say, oh right, the cake thing. Oh, it's just a ring. Fuck it. And then they go do the big con with the uncle, which goes wrong again.
It's the same kind of con as they did in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like they're supposed to do a switch, money for diamonds.
Yeah.
And his then uncle is supposed to be wearing a fake wire so he can get shot with blanks, and everything goes wrong again.
Yeah. And then we find out at the last minutes of the movie that no, his father didn't die. This was a con within a con to get the money from his the uncle, and also I think kill the uncle. I think that was part of the con, but I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if that was just a happy accident.
And so when you go through it like this, it could work. I mean, the story beats are pretty okay.
It could have been like a Ocean's 11 movie. Like we get a lot of like, this is how we're gonna do the con. We need to set up the con, but we don't get any of that.
Or as I don't know if you've seen it. My favorite con movie. It's a lot more happier than this one. But The Brothers Bloom.
I haven't seen that one, but I know.
Yeah,
of
so
it.
that's sort of it could have worked in that vein, or this very complicated, a lot of people moving pieces, everyone is conning each other. But no, it's just straightforward. And also, Nicolas Cage is in it.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage is in it. Screams a lot, mugs a lot, wears a wig.
Yeah.
And the like middle 40 minutes, Michael Bean is having sex with his girlfriend, wife, whatever.
I think
she's in on the con. She's like there to make sure he stays in Los Angeles, or I'm not really sure why they needed her help and why the whole fucking over Nicolas Cage's character was a thing even.
Yeah, there's a lot of plot holes in this movie.
Yeah.
Again, why did because I guess we don't know that at this time, but there's this guy following Michael throughout the entire movie.
Oh yeah,
And then he tries to kill Nicolas Cage's character for some odd reason. And then Nicolas Cage kills this guy, and that's that. And I guess he was supposed to be some kind of guy from Michael's father's crew.
Yeah, because he follows him since the burial of Michael Bean's father. So he's been following him ever since the beginning of the movie, basically.
Yeah.
But then, he just tries to kill Nicolas Cage, and then Nicolas Cage kills him.
So I mean,
and he's out of the movie. He wore a fake beard for some reason.
I mean, you could interpret it that that guy was there to make sure nothing jeopardizes the con, and Nicolas Cage definitely does because he's a loose cannon.
Oh, sure.
But it's still he wasn't needed at all. He didn't do anything in this movie.
No. And I mean, if the whole thing with the story was that we have to get rid of Nicolas Cage because he's a loose cannon, that felt like that was what the girlfriend was doing.
Yeah.
Whatever her name is, Sarah Trigger. Diane is her character.
Yeah, and then the end is just fucking annoying because it's this guy, this Michael's character. I don't even know what his name is in the movie.
It's Joe Donan.
Yeah, Joe. So Joe, he just, when everything is revealed, he says, "I'm done with the con man. I'm gonna live an honest life." And then the movie ends, and you go like,
"Yeah,
oh come on." I mean, sure, but at this point, just take the money, take the girl, and go.
No, man, because they were all
because it's the same.
They all betrayed him.
The same thing.
Fuck this that was con man lifestyle
that we see in every movie where the girl is in on the con, but then she actually gets feelings for him. It's the same trope, because we see that at the end, because she's crying in front of him and like, I don't want the money, I just want to be with you, and he's like, fuck off, and then she takes the money and leaves. And then the father is like, here, take $1 million, it's for you. We did this con together. You didn't know it, but we did. Take it. And he's like, no, I'm too good for this money. Come on.
Well, yeah, it's a cliche.
Yeah, but we didn't even earn that cliche. We didn't even earn it.
But I mean, they were writing this script and like, how do we end this? I know. The cliche.
Yeah, it's such.
This is not groundbreaking filmmaking. So you know, I wasn't even mad about that. I was just like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
I wasn't mad. Okay. I was disappointed. It just, they didn't even fucking try at any point. No. The only thing that was semi-interesting in the movie, that was like the beginning.
Yeah.
Even Nicolas Cage is even enjoyable. He's like,
oh no, I love him in
this movie. Nicolas Cage is the most rage cage Nicolas Cage as he's ever been. I think. I don't think. I read a comment somewhere that says if Wicker Man was 11, he's a fucking 23 in this one.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But
the only thing is he's not in the entire movie. That's why people don't remember this.
He was so unhinged that it wasn't even fun to watch, I think. Or maybe it was the setting in this movie that just brought it down. Because when he had the big tantrum, it was just. Yeah. I was just
after he kills that guy.
Yeah, I was sitting as, okay, yeah, sure, go for it. I don't care.
No, I mean, every time he was on screen, I was just laughing out loud.
Yeah,
he is so good in this. The rest of the movie sucks, but he makes up for it. But not really. But I mean, it's viewable because of him.
I disagree. I don't think not even he can save it. It's also this thing because Nicolas Cage, crazy Nicolas Cage, is most fun rage cage, as we have called it. We need to define rage cage.
Yeah.
So that's fun when everyone else is reacting to him or just playing it straight. But the acting in this movie was so bad that it didn't work.
I disagree. I thoroughly enjoy him in this. What, I mean, you didn't enjoy it at all?
No, I didn't.
I mean, I did. Not the movie, but him.
The only thing I enjoyed with Nicolas Cage performance is one of Nicolas Cage's best entrance in a movie. Just in the background, just.
It's so good.
But no, Again, his performance would have been hilarious if it wasn't in this movie. This movie just brought it all down. This ruined it.
Come on. He beats up a guy in a bar, and then he gets him down on the ground by kneeing him in the stomach, and then he says, "Hi fucking yeah!" and karate chops him over the back.
Yeah.
How can you not love that?
I don't know. The movie was it just ruined my mood. It just soured everything. Watching the clips with Nicolas Cage on YouTube, I've seen those. I fucking laughed hysterically when watching it. Watching it in context of the rest of the movie, no, not even a smile.
Oh, okay, Jesus. Well, I at least enjoyed that. Fucking hangers.
I would say this movie is on par bad as Firebirds.
Oh no! Well, no, not for me. Not for me.
Oh come on! If you remove Nicolas Cage from this movie,
absolutely. Then it's boring as hell, and there's nothing good about it except maybe the beginning. Yeah, then it's on par with Firebirds. But for me, Nicolas Cage is enjoyable in this. He doesn't save the movie, but he makes it watchable.
Yeah. Again, I think I'm so disappointed in the movie because I was so pleasantly surprised the first 15 minutes. Where I was like, oh, this could be enjoyable. Got my hopes up, thinking, oh, this could be... Oh, fuck. He pulled me in. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we've already... I mean, we said this in the last episode. This might be a short one because there's not much to say about the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm already like, there's not much more to say.
Again, another thing that also really annoys me is that there's so many... Well, I wouldn't say like good actors, but actors that I know can act.
Yeah, acclaimed actors.
Yeah, and they just don't. Not at all.
No, they don't do much. I mean, James Coburn is okay as the two twin brothers. But I mean, he's done better.
Yeah.
And you have I don't know if he's good, but you have Charlie Sheen for one scene. That was an enjoyable scene. I hadn't seen that before.
Oh yeah, that scene was pretty okay actually. Yeah.
When they play billiards, but mostly because there was some nice, not trick shots, but billiard shots. Yeah. It was like oof.
Yeah, the camera.
That's not a movie.
Yeah, the
but
camera.
It's
the camera for once. The camera didn't suck. The directing didn't suck, and the acting didn't suck for once.
Yeah. And he's like, "Ooh, I'm so damn good." in the end,
I mean,
there,
you love seeing Charlie Sheen loving himself. That's amazing.
Oh yes, that's when he's the best.
But yeah, and then there's a lot of actors in this movie. Just,
yeah,
oh, that guy, he's good. Oh,
Peter Fonda, Talia Shear, Michael Biehn, who is just so boring in this. I mean, once again, he's good in the beginning, but then I wonder if this is kind of like when we made movies, that after like half the production you start to give up. That's kind of how it felt in this one.
Yes, sort of.
It's like, this is boring. Aren't we done yet?
Yeah. I mean, and again, Christopher Coppola, the writer and director of this movie.
Yeah.
He only got this for his last name.
Oh, he's a Coppola. That's why. Yeah.
There's no other reason.
That's why you have all these classic actors in the movie, because they're all friends of Francis, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why Nicolas Cage, he is a Coppola.
Yeah. But again, I'd say that the writing was bad, but the direction was the worst. I don't usually notice direction really... in movies that much, but this one, it was just horrible.
It's very what do you call it, the amaturesque.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is his second movie. His first movie is Dracula's Widow. Whatever that is. Yeah. I need to check that one out. Anyway, and I just noticed, especially Michael Biehn. And Michael Biehn, I think Michael Biehn is a good actor otherwise.
Yeah. He's one of those actors that he's not really like a big leading role, but he's always a good, charismatic guy to watch. You like watching him. Yeah, and I mean, just a few years before this, in 86 and 89, he was in two of the biggest sci-fi movies of all time, Aliens and The Abyss. And then 3 years later, he's doing this. That poor man. Aliens and Abyss, a Terminator?
Oh but that was almost 10 years before.
Okay, fine.
I mean that's been his whole career. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the interviews from the behind the scenes stuff of, I think it's Alien 3. They interview him because he was technically supposed to be in that movie.
No, and
he's just so bitter, like not even like trying to hide it. Like, oh, it was fun to do Aliens. He's bitter because Aliens. Terminator, sure, but his big break was Aliens a couple of years later. But he never really moved on from there. He kind of got left behind for some reason. He should have become like He should have become a movie star, but he never did.
Yeah, he's done a lot of things, but he never really got there.
No, yeah, exactly. And he is understandably bitter about that, and it's so fun to like get some like true reflections on a missed opportunity, on a missed career, instead of just having like people who are in the same situation, like, no, it was fun to do that one cult classic and blah blah blah. He is just like, no man, this sucked. I should have had more. I could have done more. And I just think of that when I watch him in this. Like he probably didn't like this at all.
Yeah, he didn't deserve it.
No, yeah, exactly. He should have been in better stuff.
Yeah.
But I just thinking, going back to that, it's very amateurish. The very last shot of the movie looked like something that we could have shot. That's why I mentioned that before. When we made shorts many years ago. We made a like neo-noir-ish movie. We never finished it, of course. But it just looked yanked right out of that shit.
Yeah.
Because it's after he finds out, after the whole thing, he realized, I was the pawn in this long con. My father is alive and he was using me, and fuck this con man life. Fuck the money. Fuck the lady. Fuck everything. I hate this. And then his father is left like, grasping for the money because he's obsessed with the money on the carousel. It ends on a carousel.
For some reason.
Because I don't know if there's supposed to be some sort of pretentious, like, the life of a con man is just, it just goes on and on. I don't know, whatever. Something like that. And he's so angry just before that, but then he steps off the carousel, just looks at it, and then just like smirks, like, this was one crazy day, and then walks off. Why aren't you mean mugging? What happened with your anger?
Doesn't he light a cigarette too?
Yeah, like very nonchalant, like, this was crazy, and then just walks off. You're like, what the fuck?
Because that was also extremely amateurish that I noticed a lot. The director really thinks it cool to light a cigarette.
Well, it is.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like every other scene, he's just standing somewhere, lighting a cigarette, sitting down, lighting a cigarette.
It's overdone because he's a bad director, but I mean, as a director, you think, ooh, my character should smoke because smoking is cool.
Yeah, because that's also straight up that fucking noir movie we made. We made that like we were like what,
15,
16? Oh well, it must be
maybe a little older.
Now 17, 18, I'd say. And even then, we were like, it's cool to light a cigarette. We should do that. And
everyone just smoke all the time.
Yeah, because that's cool. And it's just, come on.
I know.
Yeah. I just got so disappointed in the movie. I can't even enjoy Rage Cage.
Then you know it's really bad. But you can't even enjoy Nicolas Cage in his most unhinged performance. I mean, he's just saying his lines, it doesn't make it justice. He is on a whole nother in a whole nother dimension in this movie.
That was also because I read that, you probably read it too, that again, obviously Nicolas Cage came on set looking like this. It was his decision.
Yeah, it was no plan. Yeah. He just walked on with a wig and said, "I'm gonna look like this, okay?"
Like in other movies we talked about, that he's been fighting with the director, and he's like, "I'm gonna do this. I'm walking." In this movie, they were like, "Yeah, go."
Yeah,
the director didn't even care. He's like, "Nicolas Cage's here. That's all I care about. I don't even care about."
I think that said like. They said, you can do whatever you want because you're Nicolas Cage, basically.
That's another just fucking slap in the face, direction-wise. Just like, I don't have a vision. I don't know anything. Yeah. I just want cool guys in the movie. Yeah,
and he obviously doesn't fit in.
No,
the movie. He's very detached from the rest of the movie. The way he acts, no one else acts like that.
it would. I mean, it feels like I don't think that's what's happened, but it feels like Nicolas Cage, like a kid acting out because he wants someone to stop him, and no one does, and he just keeps upping his performance and just upping himself and trying to be crazier and crazier. Just someone's gonna say something at one point, but no one ever does.
Yeah. I mean that is what he does. We know that from Vampire's Kiss. He just goes for 110% and sees how much he can get away with.
Yeah.
And for the most part, he has directors that reins him in. But here, Christopher Coppola just, no man, go on.
Yeah.
Go harder. Go for 115%.
And that's when we get this fucking weird ass performance.
Oh yeah, it's I have to just say it's so good. It's so good. Like I said, every time he opens his mouth, I was just laughing, like bending over, falling out of my chair, laughing. No joke.
Yeah, because he's so. Yeah, you can't even describe what's going on when he's on screen in this movie. It's just his limbs are just flying everywhere. He's just snapping his fingers at everyone's face, screaming every line, and just
not even making sense sometimes.
I mean, when he has these real anger explosions in the movie, like in the strip club, and when he gets to the girl's place. You can't even comprehend what he's saying. He's not even saying words at that point.
He just steps into her apartment and just fuck.
Yeah. and he just goes on these. What is it when he confronts Lou, the uncle? Because at one point he thinks Lou is trying to kill him, or
was the one who tried to kill him. Yeah.
So he goes to his office and he just says, what does he say? He's just like, fuck, shit, fuck, shit, fuck, shit, fuck, for like 6 to 10 times. I'm like,
yeah,
stop. Is it? Oh, are you? No, okay, you're not done yet. No, okay.
And he does these voices like.
Yeah.
It is pure insanity.
Yeah.
And that's why I love it.
I'd say watch the clips on YouTube, don't watch the movie. That's what I say. You will get everything you need from that.
The movie is not. It's not worth it. Even though I'm saying like, oh, he saves the movie. It's not worth it to watch it for him.
No.
But there is compilations on YouTube. I mean, I'm looking at one now. I think it's like all the scenes he's in.
Yeah.
It's 31 minutes long. That's all you need to watch.
Yeah.
You don't even need to care about the story. He's just crazy. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. And even his death is fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, it almost turns into like a slasher movie or something. He gets his face boiled off in a deep fryer.
Yeah. It does feel like a thing that the character would do. Yeah, I'm gonna take this guy out and just break into a churro stand, turn on the fryer, wait for it to boil, just so I can kill him with the oil. For no reason.
Because he's crazy.
Yeah. And what is it, the drug he's taking throughout the movie? You never really explain. It's just
I'm pretty sure it's cocaine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's cocaine.
Because
he has it in that little thing you could put up your nose.
Yeah, and he gets these from nowhere. I don't think that's how it works in real life. Where he goes from super hype to I need more or I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done coke. I've never been around it, so I have no idea how it actually works.
I don't think it's that fast because he can just talk to someone in the movie and then just and then just, like start crying because he can't sniff it fast enough, and then he's back, and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it's real fun to just play it back in my head and watching the clips, but during the movie, no.
No, I agree. Yeah, there's very, very little outside of Nicolas Cage that you can actually enjoy.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that the guy they're conning in the last con, well, the second to last con, I suppose, has a robotic like claw arm for no reason.
Yeah, that's also.
Looks like a James Bond villain.
And he's
out of nowhere.
And he's played by Angus Scrim.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah. Plays the fucking claw man, and you're like, what? Why?
Well, once again, connections because.
Yeah, but who? Because this movie is played pretty well, except Nicolas Cage, pretty down to earth throughout the movie.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
And then he just goes through a door in a pool hall, and he's magically in a fucking James Bond villain's lair with this guy behind this super round table with all these women and a claw arm, and a mechanical arm that is a claw, and he has a bar in there. Then he says, "Oh yeah, you can sit down in this fucking glass chair," and just. Yeah, what the fuck? Just where am I now? And he's a diamond guy. And again, I'm just getting annoyed. What? I didn't even get what happened. He goes to a pool hall, meets Charlie Sheen, loses pool with him.
Yeah.
And then he gets invited to this fucking Dr. No lair.
Yeah, I think it is that they need to get to the guy who deals in diamonds and has money, and to do that,
you have to lose the pool.
Yeah, because they can't just walk in there. It has to be a chance encounter. So he loses at pool, $24,000 he loses.
Yeah.
So he said, "Oh, I don't have that on me, but this watch is worth way more than $24,000." And because it's real diamonds. And then Charlie Sheen says, "Oh, we'll see about that." And he sends him to the diamond guy, the claw arm guy. So I guess that's why.
It's a very, very convoluted way to do business, I'd say.
Yeah, but I mean, if anything is like accurate in this movie, it's that. Because cons usually are convoluted.
Yeah, but that's not. I'm not meaning con. I'm meaning just the doctor. What is it called? Doctor Lime. Obviously, it's called Dr. Lime. I mean, the Dr. Lime's how he's set up. That's what I mean. Is convoluted.
Oh, sure.
That he's okay, so I'm gonna sell diamonds from a pool hall. So I'm gonna hire Charlie Sheen to stand outside of the door and playing pool. And if you lose pool with him, then you're supposed to not have money to pay him. And then you should give him diamonds. And if he gives Charlie Sheen diamonds, that means he wants to do business.
Well, I think that's not how to do it every time. I think that was just this time.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Otherwise, if people know where he is, they can I'm here to, fix my watch, Charlie Sheen, and he lets you in or something,
Yeah.
It was just convoluted for this one. It makes. I mean, it feels stupid.
Yeah.
When you watch it, but I guess in the logic of the movie, it makes sense. I guess.
I did like. Did you see the casting choices for that character, Charlie Sheen's character?
Yeah. There was some people that just walked off.
No.
Right
No, that was
production.
the main characters.
No. Who was?
Charlie Sheen. So there's two people, and both would be fucking amazing for that part. First one is Cary Elves.
Oh yeah.
And he would pull that off because he's super suave guy, especially in '93.
Oh yeah, and Tom Waits.
Tom Waits would fucking kill that.
That would have been cool. Yeah. But I'm glad he's not in this because oof.
He's only in good movies.
For the most part, yeah.
Has he done any bad movies? Like really bad movies?
No, not really bad movies. He's in 7 Psychopaths, and it kind of it's kind of meh.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, it's true. He's been in mainly good movies.
Yeah.
That's true.
Good to mediocre, not as this
Sure.
fucking bad.
No.
Yeah, so I guess that's the movie. It's horrible. It doesn't work. It's super cliche. Christopher Coppola is a horrible director at this point. I haven't seen anything else he's done, so maybe he's become better. I don't know, but at this point, it was horrible.
I haven't seen anything else he made, but just looking at his filmography, doesn't look much better.
But the story beats could work. This movie could work as a remake. Actually, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I would ever if I was a producer, I wouldn't say, "Oh, yeah, this could be a remake." But if someone decides to be a remake, I would be up for it.
But no, I don't think you could make a straight up remake. But you could use this script.
Yeah.
Because you could never fill Nicolas Cage's shoes in this movie.
Yeah. I mean that you like to take the script and the story beats, and then you just rewrite it and put some good directors and some good actors. We have that
sure
too, but just really go over the lines and the delivery of them, and because a lot of lines are weird. But if you just think about they go here, do this, then go here and do that, then go this and do that.
Oh sure, then it's a regular noir con man movie. Yeah, sure. Then it's fine. You just need a different director, basically.
And writer.
Yeah. Well, the other guy...
Or a rewrite, maybe. That's...
Yeah, definitely rewrite. But what's his name? Something Vallelonga.
Yeah.
Nick Vallelonga. He hasn't written a lot, but he did write... he wrote The Green Book, which was fine. That was fine. Yeah. But I mean, he hasn't done much else that's good, though. So... Yeah. But he did do that.
Something.
That's something, yeah. Anyway.
There's, again, not a lot of trivia of this movie. We've gone through the little that exists.
Yep.
Yeah, we mentioned it. Val Kilmer was the guy who walked off.
Oh, yeah, he was supposed to be Michael Biehn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's about that. Have you looked at any of the critics at the time for this movie?
No, I haven't. I am. Were there even? I don't. Maybe I'm. Oh, hold on. Let me.
Someone had to review it. Someone reviews every movie.
Yeah, I know. I know that critics jokingly called it Dreadfall instead of Deadfall because it was so bad. But doesn't even have it. It doesn't even have a Metascore. It has. Those unofficial critic reviews from blogs and stuff. But I haven't found any proper newspaper reviews from the time.
Yeah. And if you go over the user reviews, so IMDb, it's more or less what we said. It's just 1s and 3s. Somewhere there's a 5 and a 7, but they probably haven't seen movies before, so I don't know.
There is actually 3 10-star reviews. I think they're joking mostly. The first one is Bean, Cage, Sheen, Coburn. Why did this not work?
Yeah, I mean the 10 out of 10s. They put it it's so bad it's good territory, and a 9 here because Nicolas Cage is good.
Anything over a 5 is going to be, Nicolas Cage is really good.
Yeah.
I think.
It was pretty hard to find. Not super hard, but pretty hard to find this movie.
Yeah, I actually bought this on DVD back in the day, so it was it was available. It's a German DVD, I think, but still.
Yeah, but it has a DVD release at least. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. Maybe time for scoring? I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. Do you have anything to say?
No, me neither. We're dragging this out as much as we can, but I think this is gonna be it.
Yeah, it's a short episode because there's nothing to say more than it's horrible. Don't go watch it. Watch the Nicolas Cage scenes on YouTube, and that's about it.
Oh yeah. I'll leave links to all the compilations. You don't even have to look for them; just click them.
And then that's all you need. And
yes.
What could that be? Like maybe 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, I found one that's like 30, so you get a little bit of context with each scene.
All right. Yeah.
But that's perfect because that's all you need.
Yeah. So, we're gonna give this score.
Well, I'm gonna have to give it
7.
No. This is not gonna be one of the. This is not like a Vampire's Kiss. I mean, he definitely brings the score up, but I can't give it more than a 3. I was thinking like maybe a 4, but 4 is just under 5, which is mediocre. So no, it's a 3, and all those 3 points are for Nicolas Cage.
So I'm gonna give this movie a 2.
Ooh.
Which is the lowest score. It's even lower than Firebirds.
Yeah, we're switched
yep.
on this and Firebirds.
Because I would rather watch Firebird than this movie, actually.
Oh my God.
I hated Firebird, but I mean this one made me so like I felt so many negative emotions towards this movie. Firebirds didn't give me any emotions, and that's an improvement, I'd say. So.
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I was watching this in the afternoon, and I almost fell asleep like in the middle. I had to get up and like do some dishes just to wake up. It's so boring.
Yeah, even I was close at points to fall asleep, and I never fall asleep to movies. Well, I never fall asleep to movies I haven't seen. It never happens, but this movie, it was close.
Let's put it like this. Today I also watched, because I watched it today. I was going to watch it yesterday, but I didn't. I also watched the 6th Hellraiser movie, and I didn't fall asleep to that. If that says it all, I think.
Yeah, so that was Deadfall.
Yes.
From 1993, and he made this movie same year Amos and Andrew. Well, at least they were released the same year. And that was the 2 movies he made in 1993. Next week we're gonna start with Red Rock West from 94.
Yeah, which I haven't even looked it up. Well, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, same. I looked up the IMDb page now. I know nothing about this.
Yeah, and I'm seeing now that it has Dennis Hopper and Laura Flynn Boyle.
Yeah.
So that's good. It has a 79 Metascore. That's pretty damn good.
And 94 was a big year for Nicolas Cage. He did 4 movies in 94.
Oh my God, yeah.
So he made Red Rock West, then Guarding Tess, and then It Could Happen to You, and then Trapped in Paradise. I've seen one of those, and I've heard of one of those.
Yeah, I've seen It Could Happen to You. Yeah. I think that's the biggest success in 94 for him, of course. I actually read recently on Twitter, someone said It Could Happen to You, the movie where, what's her name, Rosie Perez? No.
I don't remember.
What's her name? It Could, I can't spell, happen to you. Anyway, it's the movie where, Rosie Perez out Nicolas Cage's Nicolas Cage. Which I don't remember. I have seen it, but I haven't seen it in a while. But we'll have to see in a while.
So Red Rock West next week, and we'll see what we think. It's going in blind, both of us. Yes.
But now that I've seen who's in it and that it got good reviews, I'm looking forward to it. But that's for next week. So thank you so much for listening to this one, even though it was a little short. Like I said, I'll leave links to the Nicolas Cage compilations below, so don't even bother watching the movie. And there'll also be a link to our Patreon, where you can hear all these episodes in like a month's advance. And you'll also get commentary tracks. We recently released a while back released a Vampire's Kiss commentary track. A bunch of other fun stuff, exclusive videos and stuff. So check that out if you wanna. But other than that, check out Red Rock West until next week, so you can follow along the conversation. But that's it. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Madness in the Method is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is hosted by Tobias Wedén and Christopher Bylén. Editing and directing by Tobias Wedén. Executive producer is Annika Wedén. A huge thank you to all our Patreons over on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Rasmus Jonsson, Lara Kinney, Mog,